final field goal, which the Patriots ultimately missed, and Tom Brady escaped Foxborough with a win. So one thing that many people want to take this game, it is Tom Brady versus Mac Jones. Mac Jones versus Tom Brady, right? So, Combs, let me ask you this question right here, right now. We saw Mac Jones take leaps and bounds last night and go toe-to-toe with the Buccaneers. Is Mac Jones the next Tom Brady, Combs?
No. I don't think there is a next Tom Brady. I think it's going to be a very, very long time before we see anybody go to 10 Super Bowls and win 7 of them. But I will say that last night actually felt like a passing of the torch. It felt like it gave Patriots fans some closure, right? It felt like it gave the Patriots fans the ability to say, all right, we cheered you on. Now it's time to boo you. Now it's time to cheer for our guy, which is Mac Jones. And he played pretty well.
Yeah.
And that Patriots defense played really well against the Tampa Bay Bucks. I think it hurt the Bucks a little bit that Gronk was out, because that hurt with Tom Brady's number one target being out. That always, puts you in a different, set of circumstances with your playbook when you're used to going to one guy and now you got to find some other guys, right?
Yeah,
but
exactly right.
But it really felt like this was Mac Jones' passing of the torch. This was his coming out party. Now, I still don't think that they're better than a 8, maybe 9-win team at the most. And I still feel like he's going to have some growing pains. But I feel like he can lead this team for the next 10 to 15 years if he stays healthy. I think he's good enough. I think he's smart enough. I think he's strong enough. And God darn it, we'd like him.
Yeah. Is Mac Jones more
You didn't
likable?
get that reference, did you?
No, I didn't. It was kind of
the old Saturday Night Live skit. Say it to yourself. I'm good enough. I'm strong enough. And gosh darn it, people like me.
Do people like Mac Jones though more than Tom Brady, like right now?
No. I think that people in New England were able to get past that last night. Where now they're rooting more for Mac Jones than they are for Tom Brady. I think last night it was kind of a mix. People were still kind of confused. And by the way, I won that bet with that over-under of the combination jerseys. There were there were so many of those combination jerseys last night. It wasn't even funny. It was actually kind of sickening. It was like, hey, guy, come on. That's not your guy no more. But I think this allowed Patriots fans the closure they needed, like breaking up with, leaving, a spouse or breaking up with a girlfriend or boyfriend, where you just need that closure to finally say, all right, you know what? I'm over it. It's time for me to give somebody else a chance. And that's where they're at. I think that's where Patriots fans are at. I think it was good for them. I think it was good for them. I think it was good for Tom Brady. And then Tom Brady threw it right back at him, with that old X talk where it's like, maybe there might be a chance later on where we could get back together. And the Patriots fans are like, nah, we're good.
Yeah, like as soon as Tom Brady said that, well, first things first, the post-game handshake between Bill Belichick and Tom Brady, was that like the second most awkward thing you've ever seen in your life?
No, I mean, a lot of Bill Belichick's handshakes are like that. He's quick, he's short. But I don't know if you heard, but there was a 20-minute meeting between him and Tom Brady after the game, where Bill Belichick went to the Buccaneers locker room, met with Tom Brady for about 20 minutes by himself with no cameras, no, you know what I mean? So
right.
they had their talk, and, Tom and Bill both said they're not going to talk about what was discussed, but, it's what it is.